The lighting is something. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 3 of Vlogmas / Bookmas. And I thought today would be such a fun video. I literally thought of this idea like 20 minutes ago when I was looking at my Spotify Wrapped, because Spotify Wrapped just came out today. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be such a good video. My Spotify Wrapped chooses my next reads. So I thought like I could do either like your top albums as your next Spotify reads, or what did I just say? I thought that maybe I could do like my top albums could be like corresponded to 5 different books that give the vibes of those albums, but I decided I'm gonna do my top 5 songs because those are more like descriptive of the books in general, that I feel like I can find some books like more specifically by my top favorite songs from the year. So here is my Spotify Wrapped, and these are my top 5 artists and top 5 songs, just so you can see. But I'm definitely giving like lots of Sleep Token vibes. There was definitely some, what are the other ones in there? I don't even remember. Ariana Grande. I don't know why Alex Warren was at the bottom of this list. That's kind of funny. Like Ordinary by Alex Warren. That's hilarious. How this is gonna work is I'm gonna find one of my songs, which I'm gonna go through all 5, but I'm gonna start with the song and I'm gonna describe like what the vibes are giving, and then I'm gonna try to find a book that it corresponds to that gives the same kind of vibe. So the first one is Fall for Me by Sleep Token, which I have notes here, but I also had to kind of like look up some of these books. I did find a whole bunch of books so I don't have to get up. I feel like the vibe of the song, it's a really sad song. Like I feel like he's just like aching and he has like this love that's just like haunting him. I feel like it's just like a really painful love for him, and so I'm trying to find one that's kind of giving that vibe. Like maybe I could find a book where it's someone that feels like that deep down, but like they cover it up by like pretending to be someone else, like over top of like how they're feeling. So the only book I could really think of that I have on my TBR is Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I feel like the main character in this, from what I've looked up, because I don't know a whole lot about each of these books, I only know some, but from what I'm gathering, I wrote it down, I guess he's like very seductive, dangerous, he's obsessed in like a way that he pretends not to be. I feel like this is the book I'm going to choose for Fall for Me, because I feel like it's giving like a similar vibe from what I can see. I think this book matches the most from what I have on my shelves for this song. So this is my Fall for Me choice. Second song on my favorites is Warm by Ariana Grande. I love that song. And I feel like, okay, I have 2 different books that based off of what this song is also, it's a really sad song also. And I feel like the vibes of this song, like it's giving you cozy emotional vibes. Like, she's talking about how she feels warm with her lover. Like that's giving the vibes. So after scourging through my books, I actually mainly looked towards my romance section other than fantasy, and I found 2 books. This one I never ended up finishing, so I do think that this book is giving the same vibe, because I feel like the main characters, they have that like cutesy, like emotional, like romance that you're like, oh my gosh, I love that person so much. So I also read that like based off of what this one's about, that it's giving the same vibe as well. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I also have been looking forward to reading this book, and so I'm thinking like between the 2 based off of the vibes. I did already start this one, but I don't know, based off the time of year, I think I'm gonna go with Love in Other Words, just because I'm probably gonna read these this month in December. My number 2 option as Love in Other Words for the song Warm. Then number 3 is The Love You Want, which this one was like a battle in my heart for like which one I want to do, and I still don't know. So let's talk about it, because I feel like the vibes of the song is giving the same thing as Fall For Me, but like, oh, not to mention, Fall For Me and The Love You Want are both on the same album, like for Sleep Token, and it's a very emotional, like heart-wrenching album, so of course it's giving the same vibe. But along with that, I feel like this one is giving like an unfulfilled love, almost like he loved someone so much and it was almost like he wasn't meant for that person, like a love that's not meant for you, but you still are fighting for it. And so based off of two different books that I have, one is very on brand for me, you'll see, and one I'm really scared if this is the one that I choose. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna read the other one regardless, so maybe I should do this one, but I need to get the actual like regular copy of it so I don't ruin this one. But If He Had Been With Me, tell me that's not literally the exact same vibe. Like, she literally is okay, I know what happens in this book because my friend read it and she just told me everything, because I told her I didn't care and I wasn't going to read it because I didn't want to get my heart broken. I'm still going to read it at some point, let's just be honest. Oh, can we take a minute for the cover though? It's so beautiful. If he had been with me, not the okay, I love him in a way I cannot define. That starts the vibe. Like, he's literally like her entire world. Like, she's obsessed with him, and it's probably vice versa, I'm pretty sure. And like, she wants this love with him so bad, and then something happens. Like, I feel like it's giving the same vibe is all I'm gonna say, like to a T. So that might be my third book, but this one's very on brand because I just bought it yesterday. Crown Tide. This is the book that you find out who Isla chooses. So essentially, she is in love with both of these men, and she's like loves both of them, and they're both like deeply in love with her. Like, they would literally kill, they would die for her. That's how much they love her. And she has to choose which one she's going to and which one she's going to be with forever. I'm not ready for this book, and I still say that all the time, but I need to read it so I know what's happening in like this world. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, I feel like this is very on brand also. Either Grimm or Oro, one of them is fighting for a love that wasn't meant for them. And I feel like that's, yeah, it's definitely giving the same vibe. But at the same time, I feel like this one's giving more of the same vibe, because I feel like based off of what happens, it's like she's fighting for this love that she might not be able to have. You know, I have another book that I feel like might be more on brand with If He Had Been With Me. So maybe I will go with Crown Tide. We shall see. And that's this next book that I'm going to talk about, which is my fourth song, and that is You Slid by Sleep Token. This one is not on the same album, but this one also, he's very on brand of giving you grief in songs and things like that. But this one is a love that didn't survive, and it's like a memory that won't let go, and it's like a hollow, aching acceptance that's like sitting in your chest. Like, you just have to deal with that for the rest of your life. And so I was thinking, I didn't really know what I was going to do for that one. There's like many that are kind of like that I have, but books that I've read. So I was like, I wonder. So that's what I was thinking. If He Had Been With Me, that'd be kind of like on brand, because like, well, anyway. And then we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one I had to look up because like I didn't really know. I was looking for some other options, and based off this one, I guess it's giving very on brand of it too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with If He Had Been With Me for You Slid, and Crown Tide for The Love You Want, because I'm feeling the vibes, you know. And I really want to read Crown Tide, and I don't want to read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, if I'm being honest, but I couldn't really find anything else. So, that I have, that is. And then we have Ordinary by Alex Warren. This one is just like, he's like so in love with her, obviously, but he feels like he doesn't want to lose her. And so, I have two cutesy romances in my romance option, The Love Hypothesis and Better Than the Movies. I feel like these are both very on brand for like being so in love, like head over heels in love with someone, but like you don't want to lose them. And I don't know which one I'm going to choose, to be honest. The Love Hypothesis, I've heard so many great things about. I love a good Ali Hazelwood book, and I haven't read any Lynn Painter books yet, so maybe this is my chance, like, to start reading one. I think possibly I'm gonna go with The Love Hypothesis, just because this one I've been anticipating reading for a little while since I got it. So like, it hasn't been number one on my list or anything like that, but I have been thinking about reading it multiple different times. But I think I'm gonna end up going with that one for Ordinary. And that would be all of the 5 books that I have chosen for my 5 Spotify Wrapped top songs. To go back through them, let's start again. We have, this is my book for fall for me, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And then for Warm by Ariana Grande, we have Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And then for The Love You Want, we have Crown Tide by Alex Astor herself, we love. And then for Euclid, we have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. And then we have for Ordinary, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. So I'm so excited for all these, and I think they're going to be like throughout December that I read these, because if you've looked at some of my last videos, you'll have seen that I'm in the middle of reading the Throne of Glass series and also finishing the Lightlark series, which is where Crown Tide will come in. So definitely reading that out of all these. That is like number 1 of all these. But I have been wanting to read Once Upon a Broken Heart for a really long time, so we're gonna read that one for sure this month, and then we'll see about the other 3, like where they land as far as like other books that I need to read this month as well. So that was so fun, and I loved this video. I need to start doing more sit down videos because I hardly ever do them. I'm more of like a vlogger over just sitting down and yapping, because even though I yap a lot in general, like in my vlogs and stuff, it's just a different vibe, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to go edit this video and edit my video from yesterday to post today. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 4.